It was a remarkable year for us. The Finanta, who's been a business lending organization for more than 30 years, it started on American Street here in Greater Kensington. And after many years of talking about it, we opened up a cooperativa, a brand new credit union. We launched it here in Philadelphia on December 5th of 2025. So it was many years in the making and many partners. And just a lot of execution to be able to do that. I know, Martín, you were there. Ricardo and others. It was just a remarkable day for this community to really open up its own bank, and a bank that will be serving our community. I think it's just a relentless pursuit of what people need, and then aligning up people that believe in giving people a chance and coming together in a collaborative effort to be able to execute, what a mission-based organization like Finanta is trying to do for the community, and that is to deliver an opportunity for people to grow their income and grow their assets for their family.
So far, what do you consider your proudest accomplishment?
I think at every stage of my career over 25 years, that was the most important thing, right? And I would say today, the most important thing that I think a business lending organization, and that's what we did for most of our history, is now being able to launch a cooperativa to help families buy a home, buy a car, then get to work and save money for their future. We're about $250 million organization. And then, we have this new credit union that we've grown pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, talk to us about that. So how has it been so far?
What you learn in 30 years with Finanta, you apply to new business, a new organization, in this case, a cooperativa, and you can scale it differently than, once you get to a size that we are today. We've been able to grow the cooperativa in the last 3 years. We're now, believe it or not, one of the fastest growing cooperativas in the country. We have 2 branches, and we are going to be opening up 2 more in the next 12 months. Banks serve an important part for the community. They're economic drivers, and in general terms, they have their business model, and they have been great partners to the cooperativa, and because what they really understand is our focus, and even cooperativas, many of them, the movements come out of different places. Some are out of companies. Some are serving, particularly in the United States, many come out of former, manufacturing, unions, or whatever you want to have it, police. But this cooperativa was started to help individuals that are unbanked or underbanked, and so people that are going to check cash, people that maybe for some reason or other just didn't fit some box to fit in the financial systems. And so this credit union was born out of the Latino community, the Kensington community, by virtue of us starting here in Philadelphia. It's full service, and that's what we've been doing the last 3 years. We got our charter, and the charter is a bank license in early 2022, and we have online banking, an app. And apps are really nice because you can make a deposit, take a picture, make a deposit, you can transfer money. And then we have all the deposit accounts, all the checking accounts, all the CDs, and then all the loans that people need. And it's interesting, from the moment we opened up our credit union on Aaron Mingo on December 5th, just 2 months ago, we can offer a $400,000 mortgage. So we spend a lot of time raising the resources, finding the partners, so we can give the full resources that this community deserves. One of my advisors shared with me that a lot of people believe, particularly, if they come from a developing country, they believe that cooperativas are inferior financial institutions, and in fact, we want to provide, we think our community deserves the best. And so we are driven at Finanta to make sure that everything that a member of our community needs, we want to provide that in cooperativa. I would say the immigrant community is top of mind for us. West Africans, Haitians, you name it. The diaspora, there are many diasporas, Latino being one. So and yet there's unbanked across all communities, the African American community, the white community. So we're here to serve the unbanked. Our vision is to provide branches across the city to serve the unbanks everywhere across the region. And so Latinos are definitely one core group. It's certainly a niche that we know how to serve through Finanta, but our mission has certainly always been citywide. So we have partnered with a number of banks in the state government, the state of Pennsylvania, and in 25 they gave us money to open up a branch here in Philadelphia, which we did. And the second branch they helped us fund is the one in Reading, right in Pennsylvania, right on the main street there. So that one will open in April. Just a few short months, we're going to have that branch open, and then, in the future, we're planning and raising money and starting a conversation about opening up a branch in South Philly, particularly to serve the Mexican community and the broader Asian community and African American community in South Philly, and also Allentown. So, with the addition of the Reading and Philadelphia branch, our next branch is South Philly, and then of course Allentown.
What about places like Lancaster, which?
Well, Lancaster was our pilot branch. That's the branch where we put all our systems together. We learned how to do to operationalize the business plan, and that's why when the public launch came on in December, we were ready to open up our doors with a full service. So that Lancaster, where we have our operations center, our back office, where we do our billing and accounting and things like that, we were able to open up a branch in the Hispanic community in that town. And then we also have future plans to open up a branch in Harrisburg and other parts of Southeast. So the idea is between Harrisburg and Greater Philadelphia, we have what we call financial centers or community centers to serve people in our communities across the region. And the reason for that is Finanta has a reach today. We have 6 business lending branches across the state to Harrisburg. And what we're doing is one by one converting them from a business lending branch to a full service retail cooperativa, a branch where people can come in and get the full range of service, which is consumer and business. Say the 2 banks that gave us 7-figure grants were M&T and Santander. So from the very beginning, they helped us capitalize the cooperativa when it was a dream, and I said, help us launch and help us get the charter, because you have to show commitments, and so those 2 banks came in very early. I already mentioned the state of Pennsylvania through local representatives and senators came in, and so those were the early funders. But you're right. Our board chair of the cooperativa is Pedro Rivera. He's a sort of a hero here from Northeast Philadelphia. He was a principal here locally at the Kensington High, and now he became the Department of Education Secretary, and now he's the president of Daddy Stevens, and many people like Pedro. We have Jennifer Rodriguez on our board, and Abe Baldo from the Mexican community, and it goes on. There's lots of folks that have been part of the execution. We have some great staff members that really helped us execute. While I may be the public face, know that there's an army of about 100 people working with Finanta, both funders and staff and partners making this happen. So I would say Coqui Bakery, right here, as you know, in the Northeast, they had worked with Finanta and had received business loans over the years, but they were looking to open up business accounts, and they recently came in and opened up their accounts on the Aramingo branch, and we were able to help them secure another loan as well, a business line of credit. And I think the synergies that Finanta has in La Cooperativa, but we also have, as I shared with you, we have settled 4 mortgages in the last 30 days in the branch, and there was a number of new first-time home buyers that just got mortgages that we were able to get grants for them for closing cost assistance, partnering with the state through a grant program that they have, and then there are many clients that are coming in for car loans. The Aramingo is becoming what we call a hot car loan branch. All the dealers around noticing the branches there, understand the style of cooperativas, and one of the things that we do pretty clearly is, if you don't have credit, that's not bad credit. It just means that you have a job, you're a responsible person, and we just got to look at the things you're paying in cash. So, our philosophy in Finanta has always been, let's figure out how to say yes. And what looks risky on paper, we all know that character is important, relationships are important, trust is important, and we fundamentally believe in the power that people have. And we just try to unleash that and work with them. And that program was really, when we provide a loan, a lot of people don't have credit. We immediately will report their loan to the credit bureau and also credit reporting agency, and also provide training around, how to use credit, how to grow credit. In fact, our Finanta Cooperativa has a 4-week module program really showing people how to use financial services, including how to use their credit, how to buy a car, how to buy a home, how to invest. And we actually have already started graduating people from that program. This year, in the last 12 months, we've graduated about 60 people. And these are folks that, we sometimes we take for granted, how to use financial services. But one example, people may be afraid of a credit card, which we now have a credit card. But in fact, when you go to another city and you stay in a hotel or you rent a car, they would put a hold on your debit card. Well, it's better to put a hold on a credit card than where your bills are coming out of. And so that's financial education, right? And so people don't have to be afraid of debt. We have to help people understand what's appropriate use of debt or loans, and we can help them do that. Our employees, particularly, I would say, like our consumer lenders now, and our business lenders, see their role as being the financial advisor of the business owner or the family member, what we call the member of the cooperativa. Because cooperativas have members, they're owners of the cooperativa by virtue of the structure of the cooperativa. And so our job is to advise them, and we want to be their primary financial advisor. And all that is included in just being a member. There's no cost to it. The idea is, not to be afraid of using, the services that we can have. There's just a lot of distrust in the community. Even now, people might be afraid of, having anything official relationship. And we're here to, build that trust with the community. And so that's part of what our strategy is like, how can we get people to grow their income or grow their assets? Because income is fleeting, right? Income can come and it can go. But when you have assets, particularly if you own your own home or you own a car that's free and clear, that's gonna hang around a little bit longer, and that's something that you can leave to family members or your children or your heirs. And so if you can't get the loans to get that, it's going to be hard to build your wealth. But also the advice that we can help you and structure your investments. Like I was sharing with the owner of the media company here, Gando, that we do offer very high rates of return for our money market or savings account, and our CDs, which are saving accounts, and they're at 4%. You can have your money sitting at home at nothing percent, and if inflation is 2%, you lost money. But there is a way to protect your money against inflation is inevitable. But if we can invest your money in the cooperativa, then there's this thing that happens. There's this recycling of money in the community. But just to say, if you deposit money in the cooperativa, we reward you with a nice return, but then you reward us with the deposit, and we can relend in the community. And so it's that that model that we have, which is cooperatismo, and being a member, un socio de la cooperativa, then we can help the community, and you help yourself as well. Meeting the moment, one would be, there's a long history of companies getting close to credit unions, and we certainly can talk to employers and tell them about the benefits of their clients, and in this case their employees, being members, because they'll have access to all of the services that we've been talking about here, high savings return, loans, so that you don't have to pay 20% to buy a car that maybe you're overpaying. One of the things that we do is we help you understand the value of the car, just that piece of information, or work with a dealer that will the loan will be pre-approved and things like that. But as far as meeting the moment that you're talking about here in the U.S., I think that our communities have a lot of power. When we lend to an entrepreneur, they're coming to the table with a lot of skills. They're coming to the table with a lot of skills to do the job, but also management, leadership, and we're just here to see that, their character, and see the skills that they have, and then provide the capital so they can grow the business. So, and the other things happen in the environment I know are very difficult for immigrants in our community, and we stand here with them, and we certainly want to make sure that they know their rights, our employees know their rights, and we do educate our employees, and we encourage our clients in our community to take all the training in the community to learn their rights as well. So one is the founder of Finanta was a gentleman, costarricense, Luis Mora, and Luis had a vision to grow Finanta. He had a vision to start a credit union. I'm very, very fortunate to continue on that legacy, and I think that as far as the future of our community, I would like I never liked an organization to be a best kept secret, right? So yes, we have a cooperativa that I see as full service, very powerful, but I think I'd like to extend that army of 100 people to the entire community. And as I was saying to you, Martín and Ricardo, that I get phone calls and text messages, people, I was at the cooperativa, I just opened up an account, here's a picture with me and your staff. And so it would be, I think it is a point of pride that we have an institution that grew up in a community, that if everyone would embrace it, and I see that the community is. I think we're going to be able to recycle the money that we have and help people that are deserving of growing their economic wealth that you described earlier. We're at Aramingo and Castor. Just come there, and the manager is Edith Santiago, and Bartolomeo is the assistant manager, Bartolomeo. And then also you can just look up Cooperativa Finanta. .org or .com, and there's also finantacreditunion.org.com. We have every URL you can imagine. Just go find us. Check out our rates. You can come in and set up an appointment. We also have our business lending office on 2nd and Thompson at 1301 North 2nd Street if you want a business loan. And we're here in the community. It's just a matter of you taking that leap of faith and coming to talk to us.